Welcome to Halacha Yomi. We are up to page 235, Halacha 132. When one is fulfilling an obligation to hear Kiddush, you have to fulfill the following conditions. Number one, you should listen carefully what is being said. Number two, you should not speak until the person who says the Kiddush drank from the wine. Number three, one should have in mind to fulfill obligation Kiddush to that person's recitation. Number four, if you say Amen to the bracha. Number five, one who is saying Kiddush should also have everyone else in mind that he is fulfilling the mitzvah for the others on their behalf. Okay, 133. When listening to Kiddush that is recited by another person, one should stay in one spot, pay attention, and not be walking around. Good. 134. When fulfilling one's obligation of Kiddush through someone else's recitation, one should refrain from saying Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. There's a big mahloket about this, but Ravani's opinion is you do not say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo on a bracha that you are listening to for it to count for you as well. So if you're saying Hamosi for us, you shouldn't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. You're saying Kiddush for us, don't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. Yeah. You can ask a question.
Amidah.
Yeah. What about Amidah?
Repetition.
Yeah, repetition.
You have to say.
You say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo, yes. But I'm talking about a food, a blessing for a food, or a blessing for a mitzvah, right? You're saying one bracha for a lot of people, and they're all going to do a mitzvah, or they're all going to eat a food because of your one bracha. There, you're not allowed to answer Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo, right? Chuppah. Chuppah, the rabbi is making the kiddush, making the ceremony for the Hatan Kala. Hatan Kala should not answer Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo, right? Okay, good. Havdalah, right? Also, don't answer Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo when you're having in mind to fulfill the obligation, since it can be considered an interruption when listening, just like the one who's saying bracha cannot interrupt his own bracha, so too you cannot interrupt the bracha by saying Baruch Hu Shemo. If you did say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo, you're not required to do Kiddush again. Okay, let's do the footnote. 189, this topic is subject to a large debate between Rabbi Shalom Masas and Chacham Avadia. Rabbi Masas holds that saying Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo is not interruption. It should be said. Chavadi rules, however, that one should only say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo during bracha that one is not fulfilling an obligation through. So better not to. 135. One who heard the entire Kiddush of the night, but did not hear the bracha Borei Pri Gefen, fulfilled mitzvah of Kiddush. However, if he wants to drink wine, he has to say bracha Borei Pri Gefen. 136. Some people have the custom to say Asher Kiddushan V'Sutav V'Rasabanu out loud with the person who's saying the Kiddush. This preferably should not be done because we don't want people talking in the middle of the Kiddush. 137. If the one who's saying Kiddush does not know how to pronounce words properly, and people do not understand what he's saying, and he himself doesn't understand what he's saying, or he doesn't have in mind other people, he doesn't know what it means. Shomea Keoni, he doesn't know what it means to have in mind other people to fulfill the mitzvah. So then you, as a listener, are allowed to say Kiddush along with him, right? Which in this case, you should not say Amen to another person's bracha, because that would be interruption on your own bracha. So therefore, you should say quietly with him. 138, someone who has dentures, right? Teeth that he puts into his mouth, and still can pronounce the words of Kiddush properly, he can say Kiddush, even though without the teeth, he can't pronounce the words, right? It's okay, it still counts. 139, Sephardi can fulfill the obligation of Kiddush by hearing an Ashkenazi say Kiddush, or vice versa, provided that you are familiar and you understand the words, right? Some people never heard Ashkenazim say their pronunciation before, and they don't understand what they're saying. But if you understand what he's saying, you can fulfill the mitzvah through him. 140, one cannot speak until the person who said Kiddush drinks Melol Ugmav, which we said is a cheekful. 141, it's preferable for one who hears Kiddush from another to drink some of the wine. But if you can't, you don't have to. It shows love for the mitzvah, but it's not obligatory to drink from the wine of the Kiddush in order to fulfill the mitzvah of Kiddush. Okay, good. Kiddush Makom Seudah. 142. Kiddush must be said in the place where you will be having a meal. Therefore, one who says Kiddush without eating a meal afterwards has not fulfilled the mitzvah of Kiddush. If you say Kiddush at home and then leave to have a meal in your friend's house, you have to say Kiddush again in your friend's house. It doesn't count the first Kiddush you did. This is also the case when you hear Kiddush from someone who's about to have his meal and you're going to go home. Even though he's going to do Kiddush and he's going to eat at home, it says you're not eating there, the Kiddush doesn't count for you. You have to do it again when you go home. 143. Right. Okay, let's do 197 actually. This is Resha and Gimel. The Rashbam in Pesach Pesachim says that how do we know Kiddush? You have to become Seudah because it says in the pasuk Vekarata l'Shabbat oneg. Where Vekarata l'Shabbat? B'makom oneg. Where you're going to have a meal oneg Shabbat, where you're going to enjoy delicacies. That's where you have to do Kiddush. Vekarata Shabbat in the place of oneg. So the Taz also says it's good for one's health to eat one's meal in the place that you said Kiddush, meaning I guess you're going to start digesting, so might as well eat at one time. Don't eat like throughout the day multiple times. And this is only, some say it's only a rabbinic obligation, or any poskim will actually say it's a chiyuv d'oraita. Okay, so it's very important to do Kiddush and comes with that. 143. One who is standing in the house where he will be having the meal, and he hears the Kiddush from his neighbor, right? He hears both their windows are open, let's say. He hears his neighbor saying Kiddush, and he had intention to fulfill the obligation of Kiddush along with his neighbor. He fulfills the obligation even though he's having his meal there and he's having his meal here. Yes?
Rabbi, you sent out the link on the group chat. Is that where we're supposed to pay for me to pledge in shul? Or?
Well, you could, but the office is going to have it also. So yeah, exactly. No problem. Okay, fine. So now, 144. Even though one should always eat his meal in the same place he heard the Kiddush. However, if someone wants to eat somewhere else than where he's hearing Kiddush, he has to do as follows. Meaning, let's say, I wanted Kiddush in shul, and then I'm going to eat my meal at home. Can I do that? There's a way to do it. Even though I'm not having the meal in shul. It's okay, there's a way to do it. How do you do it? Preferably, ideally, even within the same room, one should eat his meal in the place that he heard Kiddush. However, if one wants to move to another corner of the room, even in a large room or banquet hall, you may do so. One may initially move to another corner if he had intention when he's hearing Kiddush to move to the other corner. B. One who wants to eat his meal within the same house in a different room, or even from one's house to his courtyard to his roof, one may do so. One may listen to Kiddush in one room with the intention of leaving, provided that he can see the place that he's going to have his meal. However, if he cannot see the place, then he should initially not do so, but the avad, it's okay. C. One who has explicit intention during Kiddush to eat his meal in a different house does not have to say Kiddush upon going to another person's house. However, it should not be done initially. Okay, 145. One should begin his meal immediately after Kiddush. If you had intention to begin your meal immediately after Kiddush and then something happened, you started stalling for whatever reasons, you don't have to say Kiddush again. 146. Before saying Kiddush, eating your meal, you may not leave your house, right, for an extended amount of time if it's not related to the meal. All of a sudden, oh, look who's outside. Go around. Let's go talk to these people outside and schmooze with them. No. You have to do Kiddush and the meal right away. If you did leave for something unrelated, you have to do Kiddush again. But if you didn't, it was a minute or two, then you don't have to say Kiddush again. Okay, so the people who do Kiddush and Shul, what do? How do they do Kiddush and Shul and eat at home without Kiddush? 147. The minimum amount of food that one must eat to fulfill Kiddush M'kom Seudah is a kazayit, of bread, cake, or other mezonot of 5 grains. If you don't have mezonot, at least revi'it of wine of grape juice. So in shul, everybody who does Kiddush should have kazayit mezonot or revi'it of wine, eat this or drink that, and then they fulfilled Kiddush M'kom Seudah. They're allowed to eat, and when they go home, technically they don't have to do Kiddush. But we said before, it's better always to do Kiddush again if it's daytime, because you have the bread. It's always good to fulfill the opinion that you have to do Kiddush, M'kom Seudah with bread. Anyways, once you have eaten the minimum amount of food or drink the minimum amount of wine, you have fulfilled Kiddush M'kom Seudah, and you're allowed to go to another home and eat your rest of your meal over there without having to say a second Kiddush. Eating other food, rice, or dates, or fruits, and all those other things is not considered Kovea Seudah. If one drank whiskey, beer, vodka, or other drinks besides from wine or grape juice, you do not fulfill Kiddush M'kom Seudah. You have to have the wine or the mezonot. Okay, we'll stop over here. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen, amen.